Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by Bet365. It is me, Joey P. That, of course, is the Welsh, and it's you. And we have a fun day of baseball. We got some day games, we got some night games, we got some more weather here. The Mets are never going to play again because it's just underwater in the New York City area. But I checked the weather yesterday, Welsh, before I made my home run call for the day. Mike Mayer, by the way, sat Bryce Harper yesterday in his league.
Can you imagine sitting Bryce Harper?
Oh, that must really hurt. In fact, maybe we should have a moment of silence here for Mike Mayer's fantasy team sitting Bryce Harper. Never sit your studs. I don't care if somebody on X says, you're not going to get the thing, you're not going to play in the game today. Don't worry about it. You check the weather report with Uncle Joe. He'll take care of you. But Bryce Harper was pretty good. Let's start there, Welsh, because he was good not once, not twice, but 3 times. And I actually got to watch the first one live. I was going to catch up on some Curb Your Enthusiasm, but as soon as I sat down, guess what? The Phillies game was on. I said, let me watch the first Bryce Harper at bat. And I was a very happy boy. I got my homer. I turned over to Curb Your Enthusiasm. I came back, and there was another homer. And then I get a text from Welsh, which was hilarious, which is, you're going to be unbearable tomorrow. And I look and I see the third one and a grand slam, and it's his 1,000th run of his career. Not a bad day for Bryce Harper.
Yeah, and I was right. Guess what's at the tippy top of our show? I wish you guys could see our show sheet. You know what the headline of the show sheet is? Joe's amazing. Joe was correct. By the way, yesterday I was like, I was going to take Harper, but I went against it. Let Joey take it. My Suzuki call completely down the drain. I went 4-0 on bets, 4-day hot streak, but the headline, Joey, Bryce, it felt like you hit the home runs. I thought you hit the home runs.
I felt like I hit a home run. By the way, I'm on a hot streak too. I'm looking on my betting pros right now. I'm on a 3-day streak. So I'm right behind you there on the streaks. We look collectively, we're a team, Welsh.
We are.
There's no I here in Welsh. There is none in Joey P. There's no I anywhere there. But yes, Suzuki goes yard. Harper goes yard. I got the F1 start I was looking for on the plus money. We nailed that one. We nailed the Shane Bieber. 9 strikeouts against the Mariners. A great day for Shane Bieber. Bieber's back. Eflin's back. Harper's back. We're back. It's a beautiful day. And you know who's killing Major League Baseball right now? Mookie Betts. He is just crushing life right now. Talk about a hot start for Mookie Betts. 2 for 5 last night, a homer and a steal, 11 ribbies, 8 walks, 14 runs this season. I know he had the 2 extra games in Korea, but still, I mean, no one else in either league has scored 9, and this guy already has 14. Welsh, what do you make of this incredible start to the season for Mookie?
Well, I'll tell you what, like, he has been lock in. I had this big old conversation in the offseason because I had Mookie over Carroll, and then I would like change it back and keep going. And Mookie's lived up to it. So much so. Do you remember last year when there was like that bet, like halfway through the year, that was like Acuna or the field?
Yeah.
Well, the field would be playing right now because on some books, Mookie Betts has moved. It's 5 game or whatever, but has moved to the betting favorite for MVP in the NL. I actually don't hate it. It's not the time to bet him now because now the one that I'm looking at, he's plus 450. Acuna is at 6-1. So it might be Acuna if you want to jump back in that market. But Mookie Betts has moved to the odds-on favorite. The homers have been unreal. He's locked in. The RBI numbers are always kind of dicey because the guy's going to lead off, but he has been one of the most prolific hitters so far to start the year. And he's paying off fantasy owners at shortstop, maybe at second base, at outfield. I mean, you know, all the position qualifications are amazing for him. He's a perennial, like, he's not Acuna. Like, we had that discussion in the offseason too. Remember the projections thing with the Fantasy Pros people, where it was like, listen, Ohtani is 2 players, but Ronald Acuna performed last year like 2 players, like 2 fantasy players. So he's still in his own world, but Mookie is pushing that boundary right now. And if he keeps this up, he will get that. But I will throw out to people, if there wasn't a time to bet Ronald Acuna right now.
Oh, yeah, now it's time to get back in. 100%. I see the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks here are live and very excited. Here's Bizarrizza saying Mike Mayer should be forced to drop Harper as a punishment.
I agree.
I like that one a lot. Donnie C, of course, cousin Donnie saying Mets might not be able to lose if they don't play. That's true. You can't lose if you don't play. That's true. That's kind of like a W right there. And everybody wants to know, where's that hat from that you're wearing today? Because it is a cool one.
Yeah, our boy Jesse, if you want to put the comment up, Jesse L. This is the Columbus Clippers. It's one of the variants. I thought it was called it was a Valero one, but he said the Copa de whatever that.
Copa de what, Welsh?
Yeah, I don't want to. I already sound stupid, so I don't want to sound more stupid. Yeah, there you go.
Copa de la Diversión.
Yeah, I don't think that's the name. I don't think that's the name.
I believe it is. I'm saying it properly. I mean, I don't know. I feel pretty good about that one.
It's just cool. It's a skull. It's a Cleveland minor league variation hat.
You know who's cool right now? Well, maybe cold is the better word for it. Logan Webb tagged for 5 runs, 3 2/3 innings against the Dodgers. Now, look, it was against the Dodgers. Okay. But on the last episode we did, it was an audio only pod. We did about the spring training risers and fallers. And I threw Logan Webb on there as my faller.
Sure
and
did.
I said, look, probably I'm overreacting to this. It's not a big deal, but man, he's getting hit around the ballpark. And man, it doesn't look very good. Man, that ERA is high. Maybe he's just working through some things. I don't know. I don't want to overreact, but it was something where I said, I'm circling this, and any late drafts, maybe you don't overpay for Logan Webb. Maybe that's the best way to put it. Not a great start for him. Any concern here on the Logan Webb front after what was a pretty bad outing against the Dodgers?
Yeah, I'm going to look this up. Oh, man, 4 swing and whiffs he had total. He had a 13% swing and whiff rate. He was just getting absolutely nothing on 96 pitches, but CSW was still kind of there. That's called strikes and whiffs. So he just wasn't getting whiffs in this. Here's what I'm going to say for next week. I will probably put Logan Webb on this list because you are carrying over the spring worries to this season. I'm going to probably put him on the trade for list because this is the Dodgers. That wasn't him going up against the Rockies and getting shellacked and not getting whiffs. It's the Dodgers. We just said the MVP frontrunner right now, Mookie Betts. I'm not really worried about it. The stuff is still year over year the same. No big crazy spin variations. It's early in the year. We give a lot of other people, some leeway. I'm going to give Logan Webb leeway. And these are the things. I did the video about Zac Gallen. Listen, Zac Gallen performed well in his first, but the underlying stuff stunk. It's kind of the same last night against the Yankees. His stuff looked off, but he performed well and the stats were there. So maybe that, up and down, people scared is kind of moving away. This is going to create more of that worry for Logan Webb. And these are the situations. The whole point of that is that I'm going to try to take advantage of. And I will buy Logan Webb if people are selling.
I would agree. I mean, it's the Dodgers. I think that's what I keep coming back to. It's the Dodgers. So let's not get too bent out of shape on that one. I think that's the way to go on that one. Michael Kopech, remember we talked about him towards the end of the season of spring. And we said, hey, moving to the bullpen, not a bad thing. First career save. And White Sox aren't going to win a lot of games, but he did throw 1 2/3 innings, so it was a little bit longer of an outing. But still, save is a save is a save. So this is good here. Michael Kopech, hopefully working in some high leverage situations as the season goes on. It's the right call. It's where he should be. There's nothing wrong with making Michael Kopech a closer, and he could be a very good one for the White Sox in this rebuild. Or a trade chip where somebody else takes him off your hands. The next thing you know, you can continue to get more prospects. Zac Gallen struck out 6 in 6 innings combined with 3 relievers on a shutout. So let's talk about Zac Gallen for a second because he was in your recent post on the social media side on our Instagram, by the way. You can go check out our Instagram page, FantasyPros MLB. Well, shot a little social video up there about Gallen. You're kind of more in the, hey, go get Gallen. Gallen's going to be okay. I'm more in the, I'm a little concerned. I feel, is that accurate or no? Are you a little bit more where I am?
I'm a little bit country and I'm a little bit rock and roll, if we're being honest here. It's funny because actually somebody,
I love about you.
I know that's what everybody always loves. That's what they think. They're like, oh, it's country and rock and roll guy. I had some people that didn't watch the video and that were commenting online. They went at my buddies in CBS being like, hey, there's analysts that don't like Zac Gallen and are selling. And then they tagged me and I was like, no, you didn't watch the video because I actually presented the video on both sides. And then you pick. And I said, you pick. Let's see in the comments. It was me not taking a side here. Here's the positive. This start was good statistically, but the bad stuff is still there. You talk about Logan Webb, 4 swing and whiffs for Zac Gallen. That's not good. The velo is still down. He did not get any whiffs again. The called strikes and whiffs were down. He's not commanding. This time, every single pitch did have a 50% zone rate, which was a little bit better, but he was getting away with, defensive plays, bad calls on Aaron Judge. I am worried a little bit about Zac Gallen, but I don't know if I'm worried that, the stuff is going to come down and he's like, the Bieber thing a couple years ago when he had like 2 miles per hour loss. I don't know if I'm worried in that degree that he's falling apart as a pitcher. These 2 starts, I'm worried that maybe that toll of the innings last year and going to the World Series really is playing something on him because he looks lost. All of that to say, I still would probably buy right now because this is what he does. He gets into these funks. He finds himself. He's a command-based pitcher. He had a lot better command in this, but the stuff was kind of wonky and not penguin. So I'm still like a buy on him, but I do think it's open for interpretation. You know what? I'm more worried about Gallen than I am Logan Webb.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, the 243, it's a number I can't get out of my head for Gallen because I just don't know if he's built for that yet. And look, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he will be built for it. One guy who's been built for success so far, Garrett Crochet. Let's talk about him. 8 strikeouts, 1 run, 7 innings against the Braves. Like, that's not some Punch and Judy lineup. He's got another start later in the week coming up. So look, Crochet's got off to a great start. I was mixed because I watched him pitched in spring and there were things I liked when I saw Crochet and some things that I did not like. It's been a really good start to the season for him. How do you evaluate this? And is he one of these guys that you pick up or you picked up and now you're loving life, everything is great, and maybe you start to sell high on him as he gets more time around the league?
Yeah, I think any of these like younger pitchers, you can always look at guys and you can say, what is the crazy scope of it? Jared Jones is one that I put on there. Like, if people are going absolutely bonkers and you could get Logan Webb for Garrett Crochet and like a little other piece. Yeah, sure, absolutely. The thing I will say about Crochet, I haven't quite decided yet, is sometimes you'll see guys early on that have like decent fastballs. They'll just kind of pop and until the league catches up to him. And he has an incredible fastball. He was hitting 99 with it. He's averaging on the year 96, just around essentially 97. He was a little bit down in this last start. He had 9 whiffs, 36% whiff rate on this pitch, which was awesome. The thing that he's adding into it, though, is the slider cutter. He's not really throwing a changeup. So there's not insane velo deviation, but still the slider is solid. Those both had 40% whiff rates. Those both had really high CSWs, and they were all commanded over 50% in the zone. So what I'm saying is that sometimes I'm trying to remember who the guy was. It might have been Eric Lauer from like a year or two ago, who had just this incredible fastball, getting all the whiffs. And it's like, dude, he has nothing else. He's going to blow up. That's not what Crochet is. He's got an incredible fastball and he's got 2 secondaries that are continuously getting whiffs. I think Garrett Crochet can continue. The leg thing sometimes can be bad for some of these pitchers. We saw it happen with Mackenzie Gore. The timing mechanism is perfect. He's been a starter at Tennessee when he did it. I actually think the stuff is enough that he's on a garbage team, but Garrett Crochet legit could be like a top 35, 40 SP for the year. So I don't think it's going to be worth trading
even
him,
on
at least
the White Sox now. Even on the White Sox, you think with the run support and bullpen questions.
If he were a Brave, I think that stuff could be a top 20.
Well, but he's not. He's a White Sox. So
and that's why I said like top 40. Like his stuff, someone would probably argue with me, like, what are you talking about? Like, if he continues this, he'll be blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but to Joe's point, bad defense, bad offense, bad everything. White Sox,
a lot of things. Yeah. And that stuff piles up and you say, well, how much does it pile up? Well, it's the difference between you going like, 6 scoreless innings and looking really good. And the difference of you going like 5 innings some days and getting no decisions because they don't score runs for you, or there's an error in the field. The next thing you know, now he's got 110 pitches in 4 2/3 because he's working through things because more guys are on base that shouldn't be. So all those things do come to fruition. It's a great start for Crochet. He's looked tremendous. That was a tremendous performance yesterday. Not taking anything away from it, but he's definitely going to be one of the guys I'm circling and watching in April. And then saying,
are you trying to sell? It sounds like you're trying to sell him.
I would sell high on him.
But what is that? I'm trying to think of a name for you.
That's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, I don't know if this is out of bounds, but I mean, Verlander returning, like people weren't wondering about when that's going to be. Is it going to be soon? Would you take this young hot pitcher right now that's looking great for the old 40-year-old Verlander?
You know what I
Which,
think
by the way,
we're
is one
in
of
right
my
now?
favorite movies, 40-Year-Old Verlander. It's a great movie.
40-year-old Verlander. You're putting the Justin on the pedestal. That's always the
Yeah.
problem. The problem is I think we're in this this like middle zone right now where he's really exciting. People are picking him up off of waivers. He's doing good stuff, but he's still like, people are asking in the chat, how many innings? He's a White Sox.
That's another thing.
How many innings?
Think a lot of things.
I think it equates to you just hold. I don't think you can sell high enough yet. And I just don't think it works right now. If he pulls together couple more starts, then we can start talking about
sure.
Like
legit believe
trades.
me, I'm not saying it today. I'm saying if you've got him at the end of April, you evaluate it and say, look, how good was he in April? Is that the best I'm going to get out of him? And if so, then you think about putting him together and see if you can get something out of him. But look, if he was great in April and you got Max Scherzer returning to the Rangers June 1st, would you make that move and just kind of coast and go through May? I think I might. And I think it might be one of these things where you are looking at some of the older pitchers returning. And I know that scares people, but youth and skill is no match for old age and treachery at the end of the day. Also, if you're making sure you're making investments, don't forget, use our sponsor Bet365 and use that promo code leading off. When you do, bet $5, get 150 in bonus bets right there with Bet365, the sponsor of Leading Off Live. And everybody, don't forget, today, special day, Wednesday, right after the show today, run to our Discord, fantasypros.com/chat, because we are going to be live for cleaning up the Welsh, myself, on the Discord. There's a channel in there. You can pile in there, ask us questions, hang out with us. We're going to talk some extra baseball. So it's kind of like the extra innings version of Leading Off, which, again, you can't get enough leading off. So
who knows what's going to happen in there?
Who knows?
Anything can happen. By the way,
cats living together.
There's a great short link. It's fantasypros.com/cleaning up. It will take you straight to the Discord and straight to the room that we're going to be in. And you guys will get an opportunity to talk with us.
What's that short link again?
fantasypros.com/cleaning up. That's
easy to remember.
That's easy. And then you can chat with us. You can come on, though you will be a part of the podcast if you chat with us, but you can come on and talk with us.
That's right.
Wednesday.
We'll make you famous. Keep it clean, but we'll make you famous because we're going to be putting this on the podcast feed, on the audio only side. No video. No. Too much video. Too much video of us.
Yeah,
we'll get to Nolan Jones in a second there. Big Dance. We see you. Before we do a little bit of fun, I don't know if you saw this yesterday. Byron Buxton almost got killed by a sausage in Milwaukee. The sausage races were going on, and Byron Buxton was trying to get on the field, and the sausage races was happening. And all I kept thinking about was, oh my God, this would be the most Buxton of all Buxton injuries possible, getting run over by a sausage. And there was a moment with his leg where the legs almost got hooked there from the sausage person running in the sausage races, and Byron Buxton, literally like a 10-second, not even 10, like a 3-second difference. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was terrifying. It was hilarious. Also kind of interesting, Joey Bart, acquired by the Pirates over there. So Austin Strickland goes back in that deal. Joey Bart, any second life in Pittsburgh, or you're just not even paying attention to this?
No. I mean, they just need depth. I think, God, who the hell was the...
Well, they had Henry Davis, who was a catcher, and they moved him out
he's
there.
The guy, but they had a veteran backup. I'm completely drawing a blank of who they signed, but he's been injured. Yeah, I know. And I don't
Tony
know.
Pena could still catch right now. He's probably like 64 years old, but he can still catch.
Can you? I think catching is, one of the worst. If you look at all of sports, obviously, I think like all of offensive linemen, defensive linemen, like that's probably offensive linemen getting just boom every single play is the worst. But catching, I bend down now one time and my legs are done. Can you imagine?
You make a sound every time you do, like
I'm like,
yeah. There's always a grunt now when you bend.
Yeah, Grandal. That's the catch. Yasmani
Grandal,
but he's been banged up. But no, Joey Bart, not for baseball.
How about this fun in Pittsburgh? Yesterday we did get in a conversation about snacks. Pittsburgh's got a new one. Have you seen this, Welsh? The Pirates have a foot-long pierogi pot roast hot dog.
Oh.
So it's a hot dog with pot roast and pierogies on top of it. And I got to tell you, I think I would give this a shot. I love pierogies. I love hot dogs. The pot roast, I'm meh about.
You're burying the other thing on it. Are those pickles or are those cucumbers that are just...
I don't know. Those look like, I would say, pickles,
those are pickles.
Probably.
Oh,
no pickles. That's where I draw the line. I'm not a pickle person. Ugh. No pickles.
That's
what I want to know. Does everybody want to eat that thing?
Is that AI generated?
It's not. I knew you were going to ask this. It's not AI generated.
The AI is disgusting.
Nope. This is the actual thing here. pierogi pot roast hot dog, which is just fun to say. You're a pierogi pot roast hot dog, Welsh. It sounds like an insult from the Sandlot movie. But anyway, it's real. Would you eat it? That's the question I want to know from the chat. So I don't know. Someone saying, Scott saying too much. Mike saying got to do it. Of course, Angelo would grab one. We all know Angelo would definitely grab one. Angelo, And Donnie C says no pickle. No pickle. I get the pickles. I'm not a pickle person.
I saw the picture of your rainbow cookie in egg batter, whatever.
I know.
It looks awful.
Well, it's more of an Italian thing, the rainbow cookies. So I don't expect you to be familiar with them. It's more of a New York, they're delicious cookies. And now all of a sudden it's like a fried Oreo, basically.
You know what looks great? Wrapped in eggs. So I'm being sarcastic. That's disgusting. Like, I would love for these places to start making food that looks good. There's a chef in there that's like, I hate my life and screw these people, and I'm going to make a $70 pierogi pot roast pickled sandwich. Make something that looks good. Show me. That's going to be the test the rest of the week. Show me something.
You're going to upset the Italians. So cousin Donnie's already upset about the rainbow cookies. Rainbow cookies are elite cookies.
Listen, that's fine. I've never had I'm not complaining about the rainbow cookie. I'm complaining it's wrapped in a fried egg. In a fried egg.
It's not a fried egg. It's in a wrapper. It's come on, man.
Why is all food disgusting? Like, make food that looks good. Everyone's
it's not an egg roll. It doesn't have like
here's my vaudeville egg.
You can look. All it is, it's a facilitator. You could put buffalo chicken in there. You could put, sweets in there, savory things in there. All the egg roll wrapper is a vehicle to hold fun stuff. That's it. That's all it is. Just like Fantasy Pros MLB channel is a vehicle to hold us. That's what it is. There you go. Let's get to the rookie Lookie. Mason Miller struck out 4, scoreless 9th and 10th innings there for the Red Sox against the Red Sox. Yesterday for the A's. Jackson Churio, big hit for him in a big spot with bases loaded. RBI single. Crowd was really hyped for that. It was a great moment. It was a great moment. Great bit of hitting too.
He is so good right now. I text
and you were worried about him. You were like, maybe, I don't know, maybe.
Well, I was drafting him and I had him really high, but yes, I was worried the contact would be an issue. I text our friend of the show, Dennis Sidler, who hooked us up with the Corbin Carroll helmet last year. He has Jackson Churio as a client. And I just texted him and I was like, he's so good. Like, he's making such pro decisions already in his hitting. I thought he might overstep a lot of things and overpress. He's not. He deserves to be leading off. He deserves to be at the tippy top of the lineup, and he really might prove to be, a huge get this year.
I loved that moment too because he really went the other way with that pitch. It was just put the ball in play kind of moment, right? Bases loaded, put the ball in play, get at least a run in there, and he did that, and it was great. And plus, everybody, and the crowd was very excited. It was a big moment there. All of that stuff worked. So that was all very impressive. So nice job by Jackson Churio. Now he should have something. He definitely said, churros should be sold everywhere.
Oh yeah. I mean,
that is like the easiest lift ever.
Oh, wait, what are they going to do? Dip it in ketchup and barbecue sauce?
I had a churro once in Philadelphia at a Mexican place that was really good. It had chocolate inside. So inside the churro was chocolate, and it was unbelievable. Like the gooey kind of chocolate. Oh, so good. Diabetes. All right, let's get to the 3 up and 3 down. Marcelo Zuna had 2 home runs, but who cares because Bryce Harper had 3. Justin Turner went 3 for 3 with 2 doubles and a walk, and Cody Bellinger 2 for 5 with a dinger and 2 ribbies against the Rockies. Speaking of the Rockies, it's the first guy to make the downs twice already, and it's a short season so far. Kyle Freeland, he's back again, folks. 7 runs on 9 hits and 3 1/3, but despite giving up 7 runs, Welsh, his ERA actually went down a little bit. So let that sink in.
He is the worst pitcher in baseball right now.
I've been saying this, and I know, this is another unpopular opinion. The Colorado Rockies organization you're never going to win there. It's just never going to happen. No free agent pitchers are going to come there.
Yeah.
Young pitchers don't want to sign there. You're always going to have this problem. I don't know what the special sauce is or what the formula is for the Rockies being relevant, but it's starting to feel like it's just never going to happen. And I know they had some great moments back in the day with Galarraga and Bichette and all those guys where they just mashed teams into oblivion. I get that. There was that little window with Matt Holliday that was pretty good. But outside of that, Welsh, it's just been brutal for the Rockies forever.
Yeah, it would be development, like develop players that you don't have to go and give hundreds of millions of dollars for them to fail, like Chris Bryant. It would be lower level development, which, they got guys coming. Jordan Beck looks really good. Adel Amador, both players you could see this year. Zach Veen might be fine. They're trying to get some pitching. Chase Dolander was a top pitching prospect from last year's draft, but it's developing within the organization. And also not year after year playing guys like Ian Desmond over your top prospects or
signing Daniel Murphy when you have two guys who can't play the infield. Like that's the kind of stuff that just, it blows my mind, but they keep doing it. Here's a question from a new subscriber, Anthony. You guys really helped me with my draft. You're welcome. Thanks for subscribing. Was wondering, who would you start today in the util spot? Vinny Pasquantino or Torkelson? And Anthony says thanks.
Oh, you're leaving that to me?
I was going to give you first crack at it. Yeah, I'm a magnanimous fellow.
I get at the I'm not looking at the matchups. I'm going to say
Pasquantino's got Corbin Burns today, and Spencer Torkelson has Adrian Hauser.
Torque. Yeah, and I said Torque was my my default. I go with the better player regardless. But yeah, it's a horrific matchup for Vinny. So Torkelson.
There you go. All right, coming up next here, the injury report. Actually, not so bad today. Mostly positive stuff. Guys working their way back for a change. Walker Buehler makes another minor league rehab start on Saturday. Sonny Gray with the hamstring issue. Today, he's going to make a double-A start. He's going to throw a simulated game, I should say, not a start. Paul Sewald has the oblique issue he's dealing with. He's throwing from flat ground. So there you go, from 60 feet. Jordan Romano threw a bullpen yesterday. Our Lars Nootbaar, 0 for 3 with a ribby in Tuesday's minor league rehab game. So he should be back maybe by the weekend, I would think. And then Shohei Ohtani is throwing from flat ground for those of you in dynasty leagues who care about him pitching again, or even throwing from 60 feet there. So guys working their way back. Nice day of injuries to actually have something a little bit on the positive side. Well, speaking of positive, we were very positive yesterday on the bets, which means it's time for, and hopefully we've got it this time, the best bets
of the day.
There you go, with me, Joey P, and the Welsh. Yesterday, we were on fire on MLB. The only thing I'm mad is I did not bet my home run call, Bryce Harper. Man, I wish I
almost did mine too. I almost did,
and
mine
I usually do. I just got busy with stuff, kids home from spring break. But today we're back at it. Some weather in some games you got to worry about. But I love this one here. Yesterday, we nailed that Tampa Bay 1-2 on the upset. We had the positive money on Zac Eflin. Chef's kiss. It was beautiful. Seattle -1.5 on the run line versus Cleveland today. Plus 132 is the number. You're getting plus money on that for Seattle. George Kirby on the mound. Speaking of George Kirby, we've got a prop on him too, but also Corbin Burns, depending on the weather here in this first game. 6.5 strikeouts. I'm going to go the over here against the Kansas City Royals, -110. And George Kirby over on the 4.5 strikeouts. Now it's moved to 5.5. Yeah. But this morning, you wake up, the early bird gets the good line. 4.5 was the number on George Kirby this morning. It was glorious. Lock that in. And I'm doing that same game parlay here with George Kirby over on the 4.5 or the 5.5 strikeouts, whatever you want, with the Seattle run line -1.5. You put those two things together, you're getting more than 2-1 right now. You're getting somewhere around 240, 244. So Welsh, that's how I'm approaching today, Wednesday the 3rd. What are you looking for on the betting market, Welsh?
Yeah, I'm going to try to be picky today because yesterday I came right out the gates with my Ronaldo Lopez strikeout prop. That one smashed. I don't feel as confident on some of those because they got really strict, I think, with some of these K props. Some of the players you would love to get. Kirby already moving would have been one that I would take. So if you can find 4.5, you definitely should. So I'm actually not in the prop market, at least for these bets. Follow on the Betting Pros app if you guys want to see any other bets that are added, which I probably will add a few more. And I'll tell you actually one I was sitting on. But here are my 3, and you're going to have to act quick, at least on 2 of these. I'm going to Atlanta, and I'm taking their team total runs. Everything else with Atlanta is rough. The run line, the alt run lines, they're not great odds. Everything you want to play, not great. But if you can find the team total runs through the first 5 innings, you can go 2.5 -120. That's a pretty good line for them to score 3 runs in the first 5 innings. So I'm with that. Second up, I've got San Diego. I'm taking the full game run line -1.5, and I'm getting plus money with Joe Musgrove on the docket. Zach Thompson also has been bad. I think there's going to be some offense there. The bet I was kind of sitting and thinking about was total bases Fernando Tatis Jr. You can get right around even money. I think they're going to score. So San Diego -1.5 for plus money. And then I'm putting a little parlay together. It's a first 5 money line parlay. Atlanta and Boston can get +110 on bet365. Pavetta, I would have loved to pick his strikeout prop. It's 7.5 against the A's today. So I'm going with Boston for the win against the A's. They stink. And I'm going with Atlanta. First 5, though. So I'm betting on the starting pitchers. Parlay those for plus money. Those are my 3 bets.
Yeah, tricky day out there for sure on the betting slate. But we like all the things that we're involved in. Of course, don't forget, join our group for leading off. If you want to bet with us, have some fun and compete a little bit, bettingpros.com/leading off. And of course, make sure you download that Betting Pros app and place all your bets where? At bet365. Bet $5, get 150 in bonus bets, but use that promo code leading off and make sure you subscribe not only to Betting Pros, but also to Fantasy Pros MLB. Yeah. All right, let's get to the home run calls. See if we can follow up yesterday. I actually changed my home run call during the show. Yeah, I just liked something a little bit more. I was going back and forth and I decided to change it. But let's look at the leaderboard, which also changed.
Oh, yeah.
So Pazzi's still at the top of 5.
Sklarkba
is at 5. We got a bunch of people at 4. And then there's me tied for 3rd with 3. I see the Welsh still on the board too. So I like the highlights there.
I do too.
It's a nice job there. By the way, I'm a dope. The other day I said, hey, we need a picture of the Vladdy bat. And the picture of the Vladdy bat is in there. It's literally an arrow pointing to the autograph bat that we're giving away. So once again, our team is way smarter than me, but everybody knew that already. Welsh, where are you going with your home run call for today, my friend?
Well, I've already kind of let that out of the bag with my bets. It's funny. John Stoffer down there says home run call Manny. I'm actually with that. I was thinking about that, and I decided to go in the other direction. I'm going with Fernando Tatis Jr. Zach Thompson, who is on the bump, gave up, I think, 3 homers in his first start. I think the San Diego guys early on are pretty good bets. Might even be a first 5 bet in there for San Diego. Manny's suffered and struggled a little bit, hitting around 230. Tatis hasn't. And I think he's going to drop one today. I also like picking him at the top because I have maybe one extra potential at bat. So I'm going to go with Tatis Jr. from a home run call today.
All right. Very nice. I decided I had Yelich, but I was going back and forth on that one. I think I found one a little bit, because Joey P's the slump breaker. That's what I did yesterday, right? Broke the slump of one Bryce Harper. And you know what's the slumping? Mr. Alvarez in Houston. So let's go.
Picked him. Dang it.
Did you go? Oh, this is even better.
He's the BVP play of the day, by the way. If anyone wanted to pick, I was going to go him and I pivoted off. So this is not good.
Alvarez going yard. I'm breaking everybody out of the slumps. That's what I do here on the program. Tatis, Alvarez. If you want to make a home run call, now's the time to go do it. And again, our Discord is free. We just mentioned we're going to be on right after this. FantasyPros.com/chat. Welsh, if people want to join us for cleaning up right after the show, where do they go?
FantasyPros.com/cleaning up. It will take you right not only to the Discord, but to the room that we're going to be
in. To the room where it happens, just like in Hamilton. By the way, who's cleaning up this after you eat this? That's what I want to know.
So gross.
Who's cleaning up
that disgusting monstrosity?
Do you not like pierogies? You're not a pierogi?
I just don't like. It just looks gross. Like I said, it's okay to make food look good, not just like bleh, bleh, bleh. By the way, I'm gonna hit AI because I don't know. I don't know what the word I was trying to say. I called it a vaudeville egg, and then as soon as I said it, you notice on the video, I was like, "Well, vaudeville was like silent movie stuff." And
no, it's not silent. Vaudeville was theater back in the 20s and turn of the century time, where they had all the song and dance acts. That's what vaudeville was.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. But I'm gonna go into AI. See, I'm really struggling. I'm gonna go into AI and bring tomorrow to see what a vaudeville egg looks like. I'm gonna see what AI says.
It's definitely wearing one of those like white hats with the tricolor brim kind of thing, and it's like and wearing some sort of vest and a singing some sort of song.
I bet it'll look better to eat than that pierogi.
I don't know. You know what? Maybe some AI ballpark food. Maybe we could see what comes in. Maybe there's like crack, because you know how AI doesn't work, right? Like there'll be Cracker Jacks on top of the hot dog or some weird things going on there, possibly. So
I don't know.
We'll see. Let's
go to Discord.
Here we go. Fantasy Pros MLB Slump Buster sounds like a Rutgers jersey fat sandwich. You know what a fat sandwich is, Welsh?
Nope.
Okay, fat sandwich is something Jersey Rutgers. I do know because Mayor knows. So in the Rutgers food trucks around the Rutgers area, they have these amazing sandwiches, which you'll get like burger, fries, chicken fingers, all on one sandwich. It's like all the stuff you would eat at a bar, but on a sandwich. And there's all these different, it's called the Fat Daryl and a Fat Joe and a Fat Welsh and a Fat, like there's different ones that have different names, but it's bizarre. It's crazy. It's like a hot dog.
We should make our own. We should make our own. Make sandwich. A Fat Joe and a Fat Welsh.
See, cousin Donnie knows. Jersey boys all know. The Jersey people know what I'm talking about. And now they even sell them like in the actual pizza places nowadays too, in some spots. So crazy. Jersey's a crazy place.
Take this to cleaning up. We'll talk about sandwiches and everything on the extra show.
Jump over there, fantasypros.com/chat. Join the Discord today. Don't forget, sync your leagues over at My Playbook MLB. Download the app. Make your life easier. Make your wins more prolific with the tools at Fantasy Pros. I'm telling you, folks, it's the way to go. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Drop your comments below because we're giving away the Trophy Smack Championship Trophy. We want you to win this bad boy. Drop your comments. Subscribe to the channel. That's all you got to do to win. And win you shall at some point with our good pals over at Trophy Smack. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For more, join us on Discord and cleaning up right now. We'll see you next time, kids. Enjoy your Wednesday baseball.
Peace.